Hello, welcome to Super Jest World. Me and the stupendous Wave are here, and we're...
You can just call me Ethan here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
cool. Wow, we're making waves.
We're making waves.
Oh shit, what are we doing? Oh, we're playing Call of Duty, and
We're just here to talk.
What game is this?
Free for all.
Okay, jeez.
You guys can't see it, but we're gonna not talk about it very much, Anthony. And we're just gonna focus on the podcast and making good content for you guys.
Okay.
While we
Ethan.
Also entertain. Just call me Stoops. Actually,
Okay,
I hate
I'll
it.
call
I
you
hate it.
This was a big fucking mistake. Okay. Wow, this is intense. Oh my, that car exploded. Okay. I'm going to try not to talk about this game. We just like to try to be loose when we record
Exactly.
these
We don't want to
podcasts.
be stressed.
The Shazam movie.
We did. I've seen it
Very
twice.
good. So, to start this podcast, I would like to say thank you for this food. Thank you for this day. And for all of those who are watching, I apologize for the month-long delay.
I love it. Good job.
So, we've both been pretty busy since the last podcast we've uploaded. I went over to London and to Sweden, and the stupendous Wave was busy eating. No, but we've been doing a lot of stuff. We've been playing a lot of basketball, hanging out with friends, going to dinners, learning a lot about our close friends that we didn't know before.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of funny experience. We saw a bunch of movies too, actually.
Yeah, we've seen Pet Sematary.
Us. We saw Us.
We saw Us.
Shazam, like we mentioned.
Twice.
What
else?
Did we see anything? There's got to be another.
It might be everything.
No, there's got to be something else.
I didn't see a movie after Us. I mean, I saw.
Did we
Us
see anything
twice.
before Us?
Not that I remember. I saw Us twice.
Yeah, Us is a good movie. Oh, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Captain Marvel yet. That movie is fine, ish.
I mean,
how would you rank those movies in order of best to worst in your opinion?
Us is the best, hands down.
Agreed.
Shazam, Captain Marvel, Pet Sematary.
Yes.
I thought Pet Sematary was really fine. It was completely average, which is almost worse than being bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if a movie is forgettable and it just never entertains you, that's nowhere is near of a good experience to me, like watching something like, The Room, or like Insidious. Like if you watch the last Insidious movie, that movie's terrible. But we laughed our asses off when we were watching that movie.
Yeah.
So I'd rather see an Insidious 4 and it's just a bad movie, but at least I remember it because it was a fun experience just being entertained by the terribleness of it.
Yeah, I had more laughs in Insidious The Last Key than I have in the last comedy that I saw.
Yeah. So
it was just ridiculous. But Pet Sematary,
it's just boring.
I realized something. So even when that cat is dead,
yeah,
it's still so cute.
Yeah, it's adorable.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
When I see that cat, I'm like, oh, I want to help it.
Yeah, right.
I want to clean its ears.
Yeah, I just go to your butts.
But
I think back to my cats, and I'm just like, oh, my little cuties. And I just I like my cats.
Yeah, cats are the best. They're not scary ever. I mean, lions are scary.
I was never scared in that movie. I legitimately was never scared.
Yeah.
The scariest part of the original Pet Sematary is that Zelda person, and there's going to be spoilers in this video for both Pet Semataries if you haven't seen them. So just I don't want anybody that wants to see the movie. And if you're one of the 30 people that watch this podcast and you show up and you want to see Pet Sematary, there will be spoilers, so just be warned. But I just thought they had a change in it that I felt was very uninspired, but could have been interesting, but it really wasn't. You actually pitched to me a better version of Pet Sematary right as we walked out.
Yeah.
Anyway, the big change is basically instead of the son who dies in the original story as well as the book, he's hit by a truck on the highway, it's the daughter. And they make it out so it's meant to you're thinking that it will be the son again.
Yeah.
They even show a shot of him running into the highway. But first off, that whole highway sequence I thought was just weird. I thought the way that she actually died was very weird and very unscary.
Yeah, and it's also annoying to watch a movie pull its punches. So it's like, if you're gonna kill a kid, please. Like, when you show me the like hull, what is it? I don't know what the word is for like the actual big tank thing that hits her.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a tank thing.
It's a tank like it's probably filled with gasoline or something that's being it's shipped. So it's like this super heavy thing. It's sliding down the street at I assume probably like 50 miles per hour. Thing probably weighs thousands of pounds. Hits this girl directly,
and it just taps.
And it's just a body. It's just a regular, undamaged human body on the floor, and it's like she's not even bleeding.
You know what series of movies that's on Netflix now that I might watch?
What?
Final Destination.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those movies are interesting.
I've only seen one Final Destination.
The dead lead singer of Linkin Park that killed himself is in a Final Destination movie.
No way.
Yeah,
really?
and he dies in the movie, foreshadowing his future death.
How does he die in the movie?
He's like in a car and something happens. I don't know. He didn't hang himself in the movie. That would have been insane.
I just remember the Final Destination where like the guy has his hand stuck in the garbage disposal, and then I have killed you so many times.
I'm so bad at this game.
The garbage disposal, and basically what happens is he eventually escapes his apartment, is about to blow up, but like the ladder that he climbs down on ends up breaking, and it like stabs him in the eye. And I just remember thinking that was the funniest thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
because I like dark humor.
There's only one Final Destination death that I remember vividly, and it's because I saw it when I was a teenager, and there's nudity in it. It's two girls, and they're getting tans in tanning beds.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then like there's like a whole chain of events of things that happen in the room that end up locking the two girls in the tanning beds, but they're both topless because they don't want to get like tan lines from their bras. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I am paying more attention to this scene than any other scene in the movie as like a 14-year-old or like today. But
or like today.
And like that's the only one that I remember like everything that happened.
I remember the dentist office guy when then he runs out under and the like pane of glass just smashes him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny too. But back to Pet Sematary. Oh my gosh. See, it's so boring.
It's the most boring movie ever. It's an hour of like just nothing happening and like a family living in a house, and they're like, wow, our backyard's weird.
The original is better because it's worse, if that makes sense.
I've never seen the original. Oh, what? Oh, we're playing this game now? Oh, no.
The original is better because it's like the acting in it is poor.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to watch, like...
Sorry for the random laugh. We're just trying to stab each other right now in this game. Ah, bitch. Okay.
But I thought the cat was cute. I did not think that the daughter was scary at all. Like, there are a few funny scenes in it where, like, the dad is, like, combing his daughter's hair in the bathtub and she's a zombie. Mm-hmm. And it's just, like, awkward. And then they lay in bed together for a second.
That's the best scene is when they're laying in bed because she tells him to stay in the room.
Yeah,
and he's just like, oh, I made a mistake.
It's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. That scene is by far the best scene in the movie because it's the only time where you feel like you could actually understand what the characters are going through, because for the rest of the movie, they're not really going through anything. They're just going through, like, the generic emotion of, oh, my daughter's dead.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, you see that all the time in horror movies.
You know something that kind of pisses me off about Pet Sematary? It's more about Stephen King, who I think is a very talented artist who goes overboard all the time, and that's almost his signature now.
Yeah.
But, like, he said before that, like, that Pet Sematary is his most terrifying, and he finds that to be his most terrifying story because he feels like he crosses the line when he's like dealing with kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you had an orgy with kids in the sewer in it.
Yeah.
Like, why is Pet Sematary like the scariest one?
He draws the line a lot of places. And I think what happens is because Stephen King has literally written like hundreds of books, you're only going to get like a few good ones.
Yeah.
The other stuff is just you working. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that a lot of the movies that people are huge fans of are like, he was working, you know?
Yeah.
Pet Sematary was him working. I feel like The Mist was him working.
Yeah, he didn't even want to He didn't want to publish Pet Sematary originally for some reason. I forget why.
There are so many, like, there's that Overdrive movie with, like, the trucks.
Yeah.
It's like he's made so many just normal books that aren't that great. And a lot of them get turned into movies because it's got the name Stephen King on them, and people know him for, like, the few really good things that
like The Shining and, like, what else?
I mean, It is a huge one right now.
It's Shawshank.
Green Mile. He's written tons of great stuff, but because of that, he has worse stuff that's mass produced.
Yeah, but Pet Sematary is just not. It feels very uninspired in an era where we've had like Hereditaries and like even the Conjuring movies. I feel are executed better than this. This isn't so much a haunted house movie; it's more like a haunted set piece movie a little bit. But it's just like even the sets are really uninspired.
Yeah, and they never look real in the movie. Actually, I just won twice in a row. Jesus. Every time they're in like the backyard forest, I always just feel like they're on a stage somewhere. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of I think green screen shots where like you could definitely tell that a ways back what the woods look like are just not there.
I also feel like it didn't go very far with gore.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Like, you don't see the Zelda character that's extremely... There is a scene in the original Pet Sematary where she flips around and sits up, and it is terrifying. I think it's like a man in makeup. I'm not sure about that in the original Pet Sematary. But this version of Zelda is just not scary at all.
The only really good gory stuff in this movie was that, what was his name, Victor Kid?
Yeah.
The kid that gets hit by a car, like his makeup was good. Because they have this one character who was hit by a car and he looks like he got hit by a car. And out of like all the positives I could give, I would say that John Lithgow actually gave a really good performance in the movie.
Yeah, he did.
Which is something I never thought I'd say because I've never enjoyed John Lithgow in a movie, I think, ever.
Really?
Yeah, what is he good in?
He's very good in Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay, but like... That's it, right? He's in Planet of the Apes. But let me
look up his filmography. I really like him as the villain in Dexter.
He's also like a villain in The Accountant, and I think he's also a villain in Pitch Perfect 3. And that's how I remember John Lithgow.
Is he really?
I think so. He's in Pitch Perfect 3, he plays Rebel Wilson's dad. And he's Australian, so he does the whole role in an Australian accent, and he's just like a bad father. Mm-hmm. But, like, there's a thing in that movie that made me laugh so hard.
I love him in Daddy's Home, too.
Oh, I've never seen Daddy's Home, too. Wait, I think I did. That's the Christmas one, right?
It's an awful movie, but it's like the sweet, naive
Did we see that together?
I think we did, yeah.
Are you sure?
Maybe not.
I'm not... I know I went to see it with somebody. I don't know if it was you or another friend of mine, but I remember watching that movie. I think it was with another friend of mine. And we both just walked out, and it was like, that was... awful.
It is so awful, but
and I've never even seen the first Daddy's Home.
Really?
Like I just went to see a movie.
But
that movie's trash.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was gonna say there's one joke in that Pitch Perfect 3 movie which I went to go see. I never saw the other two. Just went to see it. And there's John Lithgow is an Australian, and he has a boat, and you could just see when you're watching the movie, the back of the boat, the name of the boat is Fat Dingo Bitch. And that's like one of the only times I actually laughed in that movie because it wasn't a joke they told you; it was a joke that was just there that you had to look for.
Yeah,
there's a joke like that in Us, right? What was the name of the boat in Us?
Biatch.
Biatch? Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. It was Us is a good movie.
That's a really fun movie.
But anyway, Pet Sematary, I would literally give it like a 5 out of 10. Like it's intelligently constructed, but it's just boring.
It looks like boring. A director made it for the most part.
Yeah, and I mean, I was so excited for it because it was like it was so good, and I can't wait for It Chapter 2 to come out.
Yeah, neither can I.
But it was just like the worst.
Yeah.
But and the worst
part
is
a mile away too.
I hate it when like all I heard all these reviews. I was so excited because it's like, oh, they took this older property. The original movie is not great, but it's competent, and they made something great out of it. Mm-hmm. They made an interesting, scary story.
Yeah.
And it just did not happen. There's one element in this new Pet Sematary that I really like that's in the books, but it's just not covered into detail at all. And that's just like for the briefest of moments in this new Pet Sematary, you see the Wendigo. Like in the shadows. Like you see the Wendigo.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 20 feet tall and it just like screams. There's one really funny, unintentionally funny part in Pet Sematary where you can hear the Wendigo scream. Mm-hmm. And what's his name? The dad's name, the actor.
Oh, Jason Clarke?
Yeah. And he just screams back. Like the Wendigo screams at him and he just goes, like he's burying his daughter. Do you remember?
I do remember that. It's in the scene where he buries his daughter.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so weird. Because at that moment, he's going through a lot of emotions, obviously. Mm-hmm. And they talk about in that movie how there's this pull that you feel when you go to that cemetery. And you just come up with any excuse you can to go back. Even though you know that
it whispers sweet nothings in your ears.
Yeah, because it's like there's like a power to it that like you feel when you're there.
Uh-huh.
So like he goes there to bury the cat, and because of that pull, he feels it like with his daughter. But at the same time, he's carrying his dead his dead daughter's
body.
Yeah, that he just dug out of a grave. So it's like he's going through a lot. He's very emotional. He's undergoing this like stress from this power that he's feeling, and then he hears a screech, so he screeches back, and he just goes. But it's a movie that like the second I saw the trailers for that movie, I was like, this is not at all grabbing.
I thought it looked fine, but like this is my whole thing. Like I was hearing reviews like this is the greatest. This is the greatest. Same thing happened with Shazam. Same thing happened with Captain Marvel.
Shazam had glowing reviews.
I think Shazam was much better a second time. I was just we were being cynical.
Shazam,
we truly were.
I enjoyed it actually. Like the ending is weird as hell, but I never really said like that.
Shazam's third act is too long. That's its major problem. It's just like its third act is like it's set up as like a huge battle almost. It has different set pieces to it, but it feels almost like Shazam has like several really triumphant moments where he like turns back into the superhero Shazam.
Yeah.
I saw it with my girlfriend, and even she was confused, and she knows nothing about movies.
Yeah.
It's like the moment where he's being... Spoilers for Shazam again. He's being drowned by the Dr. Silva guy.
Yeah.
And then he says Shazam again, but it's like he already had this triumphant moment where he was going to fight, and he said Shazam.
Yeah.
And they like are doing it over again. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like you play the same beat
twice.
You're
playing the same beat, exactly. And it's just like you're recreating it, and it just is awkward. Even for like a normal audience member who doesn't know anything about movies, they find that awkward.
Yeah. Which we should definitely point out, though, as far as DC movies go, this is like one of their most competently made movies.
I like it more than Wonder Woman. I don't know if that's because I'm a white guy, and this is a story about a white guy.
You know what it is? Wonder Woman isn't that fun.
No. It's a better made movie.
Yeah.
For sure. But I don't have as much fun in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, this movie is fun from beginning to end for the most part. I mean, like, the ending gets weird as hell, but, like, the middle act of this movie I would just call...
It's great.
Super entertaining.
Yeah, and when Anthony says weird as hell, he's not talking about concepts that are introduced. I think he's talking about just pacing. Because the pacing is just awful.
It's so weird. And it was funny, too, because we saw it with another friend of ours. And at the very end of the movie, he was like, man, like... You know, that like ending of it was just like so quick. Like that movie moved so fast, and we both looked at each other and we were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" That was like that ending took like an hour.
Right.
But exactly. I mean, I think that in that third act, there's a lot of really great moments that kind of bring it up for me as an audience member that really enjoys when a movie tries to be good. So like in the moment when Shazam comforts that little girl, like you're like, okay, I'm watching a movie where somebody really cared that the superhero was a superhero. And in like the great comedy moment when they're talking to each other from like 50 feet away as they're flying in between the buildings, and Shazam just cannot hear what Mark Strong's character, Dr. Silva,
I think his name, Sylvia Silva.
I wanted to just make the Avengers joke of Dr. Silva. Like, he just can't hear a word he's saying, and it's like he's giving his big villain speech. And Shazam's like, bro, I can't hear you. It's got a lot of really well made moments in that scene.
The part where he thinks of the titty bar.
Yeah, that's great. He has to think of one place where he could like teleport everybody to. Like he just has to think about it hard and vividly. And he goes to a titty bar because he went there earlier in the movie. Because that's where a 14-year-old boy would go if he suddenly turned into an adult. And it's like the funniest thing. And all of his stepbrothers and sisters, which are a huge highlight in the movie, were just like, what's wrong with you? Like, why is this where you brought us? And he's like, I don't know. I just had to think of something.
I had to think of somewhere.
Yeah.
But so I would give Shazam like a 7.4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong score.
Like really good, like a good movie.
Yeah.
But
it's a solid movie.
But not like a great movie.
It's not inspired. It's not Infinity War or anything like that, or Civil War or any of those movies. But it's like a Phase 3 Marvel movie, you know? Like a Guardians 2.
It's like an Ant-Man. No, Guardians
2 is obviously better, but I'm saying it's like I wouldn't call it a Thor 1 or an Iron Man.
This
2.
is definitely a great direction for DC. And then I'm excited for a Black Adam movie because of the concept.
Yeah.
I would like to see Shazam and Black Adam fight. Dwayne The Rock Johnson recently revealed that they were both going to like share this movie together.
Yeah.
And that it was going to be like a double antagonist from like a viewpoint of the antagonist and the protagonist.
Uh-huh.
And that they were both going to share a movie. You son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know that was you.
Yeah, they were both going to share the movie, but that they ultimately decided to split it up, and that it was actually The Rock's like suggestion that they split up the two films. And I thought that was interesting.
I think it's a good choice because I mean the character of Shazam should be inherently very immature, and I think that's a good place to take it in the beginning. But I want the Black Adam story to be a little more mature.
Yeah.
So, like, I say get that whole story about him just discovering the powers and doing all of the, like, adult stuff that he's now allowed to do, like drinking beer and going to, like, a strip club. Save that for the first movie, put it in there. That's where it belongs. But, like, you want the Black Adam story to be a little darker. Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't have it have humor. Any movie could have humor if you do it right.
I think Endgame is a good example of that. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of humor in Endgame by the looks
Infinity
of it.
War, half of everybody dies, and it's one of the funniest Marvel movies, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you could definitely play humor in a darker movie, and it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about that at all with Shazam, and I really honestly hope that David F. Sandberg comes back to direct it again. Because I really do.
Yeah, no. Yeah. He is.
He is? Okay, cool.
And he's writing again, too. And they're fast-tracking a Shazam sequel. So they're going to do a Shazam sequel as well as a Black Adam solo movie.
I'm excited for that. I'm really curious, like, what this is going to mean.
And then we have Wonder Woman 84 coming out. And then we have our new Batman is yet to be cast.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but there is a Batman movie in the works. Ben Affleck is officially out as Batman, as I'm sure you guys all already know. Henry Cavill, it's like very up in the air what is going on with him. It's a huge
It's so
secret.
weird. Because it's like Superman has a cameo in Shazam, but you never see his face. So
because
the politics behind the actor not working as Superman anymore.
And he wants way more money.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it's like, I get... He wanted Man of Steel 2 and more money, and the original plan was not for there to be a Man of Steel 2 until after a Justice League 2, apparently.
Yeah.
That was the original plan. And the original Justice League was set to be like an Elseworld trilogy, just like Injustice was, apparently.
Yeah.
So it was going to be like a story about Superman going evil because of the anti-life equation. No, something else. Not the anti-life equation, but Darkseid was supposed to have killed Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And then he was supposed to have kind of turn Superman to his side, like making him the worst version.
Kind of like
himself.
an Injustice kind of story.
Yeah, like Injustice. So it was going to be like a set in 2 time periods. I heard it was going to be like Batman, The Flash, and others trying to figure out how to stop Darkseid in the present, and then you would switch back to like various Justice League members trying to fight Superman in the future.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be very gritty, and it sounds like if it's executed well, it sounds like it could be good.
Yeah.
But this is not like a Phase 1 movie. This should be like a Phase 4
this
movie.
is down the line.
Yeah.
I think that what they need to do, and I think they're doing a good job at it now, is they fired a lot of these actors. Or, I mean, it's kind of actually hard to tell what they did because it's a little vague how they tell people what happened. But, like, they stick with the hits in this DC universe. Mm-hmm. And they're just shying away from the things that people haven't, received warmly. So, like, Aquaman made a shit zillion dollars. And they're making an Aquaman 2. Shazam made $53 million opening weekend, which is pretty great considering that the movie looks like it cost $12 to make. Which that's just saying the CGI in Shazam. It's
used all their budget on Aquaman.
They
really
spent
did.
every dollar they had on Aquaman. It looks like they spent it, so it's not like it was poorly spent, and it made its money back for sure. Shazam has a scene in the beginning of the movie where a woman touches a door. And I swear I could have drawn better CGI with a pencil than was in that movie. That being said, it doesn't really take away from the movie because Shazam's a fun movie. But they're making a Wonder Woman sequel. They've delayed it, but they are making it because Wonder Woman was a huge hit too.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey is a hit because people dress like Harley Quinn at Comic-Con. Suicide Squad made actually a lot of money.
Yeah, and now James Gunn is behind the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but nobody really knows what's happening with Suicide Squad because it's like Idris Elba was cast as Deadshot, but now it's apparently not true.
Really?
Did you hear that? Like,
no.
Apparently, Deadshot is no longer Idris Elba. Like that was the news as of like a day ago. And
so, do you think Will Smith was like, I would still like an opportunity at this role?
I have no idea. I don't know if it's really a reboot or if it's gonna be a sequel. Because, I mean, regardless of the quality of Suicide Squad, it wasn't panned in the way that, like, a Batman v Superman
I do want to make it clear, though, in my opinion, Suicide Squad is on a level of Batman v Superman as far as bad.
I think that Batman v Superman is better than Suicide Squad. I genuinely do. Because, to me, Batman v Superman is obviously an incredibly flawed movie. But it has moments in it that I do kind of enjoy.
I find both of those movies hard to watch.
I do as well. I'm not at all saying Batman v Superman is a good movie. When we saw that movie together, we screamed. Remember?
Yes.
We walked out of the theater. We were silent on the way to the car. We got in the car, and we both screamed at the top of our lungs because it was like the worst movie we had ever seen. But that being said, I think that Suicide Squad is bad. I think it's boring, and I think that the characters are just disappointing. Where it's like, I kind of enjoy Batman and Batman v Superman. He's not my favorite Batman, but there's some fun Batman stuff. I like watching Batman and Superman fight. And No, I'm not saying it's a good fight, but like the idea of even them being there fighting, I enjoy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of visual stuff in Batman v Superman I enjoy. Nothing too like amazing. I'm not at all praising this movie, but I found Suicide Squad to be so annoying with the music that they played, with the character development, and how it wasn't there for the vast majority of the characters. That the characters that I wanted to be great were annoying. I was so disappointed with the character of Deadshot. Like, I want him to be a real serious villain. I don't want him to be having fun at all. And it's got... I personally believe the worst villain in comic book movie history. Like, can you name a worse villain?
Let's think about it. What are the worst villains in comic book history? You have, like, Ronan, maybe.
Ronan the Accuser.
Venom from Spider-Man 3
Venom
is worse.
is bad.
Riot is bad.
Riot's
worse than...
Well, Riot's boring, and I think it's way more the character.
Riot's worse than the Enchantress. You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't really think so, honestly. And then also, like, I'm including the weird king spirit guy too. Like, I don't even remember his name.
Her brother or something. The Urugutu.
The Urugutu. Are we playing 1v1, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. How many times have you killed me?
12.
Like, and how many times have I killed you?
3.
Okay, yeah, that's not good.
The movie's trash, dude.
It's a bad movie.
But, like, what are other bad... I like Ironmonger.
I honestly do not like the Wonder Woman villain, Mr. Mustache.
Mr. Mustache. Yeah, he's bad. Ares.
Yeah. But, like, I just think it's so weird how it's like he's just a guy in a suit with a mustache, and then he just, like, bends a bunch of metal around him, and all of a sudden he's Ares.
Yeah, but Ares is better than
I'm not saying he's the worst. I'm just saying it's like I'm just thinking of the bad ones. Like
Ares is better than the Enchantress.
Doomsday is kind of terrible.
Oh yeah, Doomsday might be worse than the Enchantress.
Because Doomsday is a nothing monster.
And Lex Luthor's awful.
I'm trying to think of the bad. Yellow Jacket and Ant-Man is kind of boring.
No, because he's kind of
he's fun in the fact that he's crazy. I'm just saying it's like he's clearly on the bottom of like the Marvel list of villains.
Yeah. What else is there? Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Ra's al Ghul, honestly. Like,
what? No.
He's nowhere near the bottom, but like as far as like Batman villains cinematically that aren't, because I don't want to include like the Tim Burton Batman movies,
yeah,
or like even Batman and Robin. I think that's just kind of past. It's not the same franchise.
Okay.
Oh wait, Apocalypse and X-Men Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is awful.
He's shit. What other bad ones are there? I don't want to count like
bad ones. There's more bad ones than good ones.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I'm just thinking like what counts because like I want to see like Elektra from Daredevil.
Yeah, that's bad.
But
and,
like
Kingpin.
But does that count?
Yeah, it does count. It's a comic book movie. It counts. The worst comic book villain. I think Kingpin is a worst comic book villain. Do you remember the villain in that Halle Berry Catwoman movie?
I have never seen that movie.
Really?
I've never seen it.
I used to love that movie.
That's so weird.
I know. But like I was a kid, I loved every comic book movie.
I never saw that movie. Ever.
I was a kid, I loved every comic book movie. Fun fact, I didn't like Iron Man the first time I saw it.
What?
Because I'm young. I was like in elementary school. What is it? Yeah, how old was I when Iron Man came out?
That's 2008. So
like 11 years ago?
Yeah.
So I was 11. And in my mind, it's like Tony Stark's having sex with girls. That's not cool.
Ew. Gross.
No, I'm not even kidding, though.
Yeah, I know. See, when I saw Iron Man, I was like, fuck yeah.
Exactly, right?
Best goddamn movie I ever saw.
I remember
and it was the same year as The Dark Knight, so it was just like, shit, superheroes got so fucking real this year? Yeah. Like, Batman is the bomb, Iron Man is the bomb.
I remember being so disappointed in Wolverine that he had premarital sex.
That's the Silver Samurai and Wolverine is pretty lame.
Yeah, it's trash.
Oh, and also if we're going Wolverine,
Deadpool
from X-Men Origins, terrible villain.
Yeah, but like in X-Men Origins, I was like, Wolverine, you can't have sex. You're not married. Same with Tony Stark. And then Bruce Banner had sex, and I was like, "What is up?" Yeah, I was like, "What's up with all my heroes?" Just getting.
I love how in the Incredible Hulk, like Bruce Banner's about to have sex.
I remember
and then he's like Betty, my pacemaker.
I'm
gonna turn into the Hulk if we bone.
I remember thinking that that I was so glad that he couldn't have sex in The Incredible Hulk because I watched that movie with my grandpa.
Yeah,
and we were both sitting there, and I was just like praying to myself silently, like, please don't have sex.
Yeah, everybody's got that story of watching the wrong movie with the wrong person.
Oh, yeah. The Hateful Eight with my grandma.
I remember talking to you after you saw that, and just you being traumatized. Because it's like, for all of those who haven't seen The Hateful Eight, hopefully you have. I like that movie a lot. It's a fucked up movie, though. There's a scene where Sam Jackson talks to an old man about how he forced his son to walk through the snow for miles naked, and then told the guy that, like, if he sucked on his pee-pee, that he would give him a blanket or something, and just talks about how warm his mouth was. And then the old man goes to shoot him. And also, all of this is shown on screen, by the way. the old man goes to shoot him, and Sam Jackson's quicker to the draw, so he kills the old man. So, like, imagine seeing a scene like that with your grandma. It's intense.
I remember watching Screen Junkies, and, like, Hal Rudnick, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Watched, like, the entire Human Centipede trilogy.
Oh, yeah, with his mother. You ever watch... I don't think you have, because I really haven't watched it, because it's before our time. It's called The Man Show. Have you ever heard of it? He and Doug Stanhope used to host together, and they would just do weird things. So they had an episode where they got both of their mothers to be on the show, and then they all watched porn together. Could you imagine being in that situation?
My mom's cool. It would still gross her out, but I think it'd be funny.
It would be funny.
My grandma?
I would pay anything to see that. But I
want to talk about a few more things.
What do you want to talk about, bud? I was just going to tell a story about how I saw the movie Flight with my grandmother, and how the movie opens with him doing cocaine with, like, naked women in his hotel room that he, had just had sex with.
Yeah.
And it's just super awkward to see that with your grandmother.
There's only one girl in the room.
Yeah, but it's like she's naked and there's cocaine in the scene.
Yeah.
And that movie came out when I was still a teenager.
Really?
Yeah,
Flight's
I think so.
a pretty good movie.
It is a good movie. It's got a dumb ending. It's a good movie, though.
Yeah, the ending is like...
It's kind of like a 10 Cloverfield Lane. Dumb ending. Good movie.
Yep. We're trying something right now.
Oh, yeah.
We poured a 5-hour energy into a bang.
Imagine drinking a Red Bull with a full 5-hour energy in it.
Neither of us are dead yet. It really kicks.
It kicks like a fucking shotgun. I haven't had a 5-hour energy, I think, in like 8 years. It's probably been like 6 years. But I remember the last time I took one, it was because I stayed up literally all night, never fell asleep. And I wanted to do shit in the morning, so I was like, I need a 5-hour energy. And it was the first time I ever tried it. So I've only had, this is like my second 5-hour energy of all ever. And I remember just being like alert when I took the first one. And I'm kind of feeling that now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to definitely have to take some medication to sleep tonight. And I wonder what's going to win.
I remember when I was a kid, my mom snuck 5-hour energy into like a Gatorade of mine or something.
Yeah?
Because I was complaining that I was tired at like a family day at Lagoon or something.
Oh, wow.
Lagoon is like a theme park in Utah.
Oh, they have those?
Anyway.
I thought they just had dirt and Mormons.
It's like, it's like a really, really, really shitty theme park. Like, in comparison to everything here.
Yeah.
That's why we know people that are, like, moving to Utah en masse. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, why would you do
why?
that?
Do you know where we live? We're 45 minutes away from the beach. And then 45 minutes away from Disney. Yeah. Are you high? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? You need to reevaluate your life, retard.
Why are you relocating? It's like relocating to a desert with no water.
Oh, man. Do you know Utah is an arid desert? You know what that is? It means it's a cold desert.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell?
It's got the advantages of nothing and all the cons of everything.
Yes.
Because I've said this 1,000 times. I'd rather be in 100-degree weather than in like 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
Because it's I tell people when it's hot you sweat. When it's cold you violently shake. Like I just feel like one is better than the other.
Yeah.
There's no physical reaction that my body has as far as movement goes when I feel warm, and I could just go inside. And there's air conditioning, and it's a way more relieving feeling, I think, than when it's cold and then suddenly you walk into a building and it's a little warmer, but like you're still got those chills.
Mm-hmm.
I just prefer the hot to the cold.
Me too.
And as a child, I always said how much I hated the heat, and only growing up made me realize that every time I ever was in cold weather, even if it's just 50 degrees and I got like a jacket on, I'm like, I'm not prepared for this shit. Like, I don't have warm clothing. And I don't like being cold. I'd rather be warm. I'm down. Oh, I'm gonna fucking... It's like the second round. How am I dead already? Save me.
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I hate it.
All of these people are moving to Utah, and I just am like, why?
Yeah, I would never do it.
Neither would
I drove through a lot of states around Utah. It was just dirt. I drove through Arizona. I drove through Oklahoma. I drove through Texas. It's just dirt. It's nothing. I saw a dead cow. It was great because it was like the first bit of visual stimulation I had in like hundreds of miles.
I think Utah is cool, but would I ever trade a mountain in the cold for the ocean and like eternal sunshine? You know,
weather that's basically always perfect all the time.
Yeah, sometimes it rains, but whatever.
Yeah, for real. It's like it rains occasionally. Like summertime, it rains a little more. But like summertime is all goddamn year in Florida.
Yep.
It doesn't get cold. And sometimes you wish like around
the
holidays.
What was it today? Like 78? It was great.
Blue skies, perfect. Like never a reason to complain ever. I mean, the vast majority of every day I walk outside, I don't even notice the weather because it's just always what I want it to be. And then, like, the only time I feel like I notice the weather is when I just look at it and I'm just like, God damn, the sky's blue and the weather's great. Mm-hmm. You know, it's way more that experience than it is like, oh, I wish it wasn't so hot.
Gotta grab my coat.
Gotta make sure I put my boots on so I can walk through all the snow.
If you guys have to wear boots where you live, you need to move.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there. Also, I feel bad for people that just stick to a place because that's where they are. It's like, if you want to go to a place with better weather and better shit...
No, I get it.
No, I understand, too. I'm not saying, like, you have...
Do you know how hard it is to go outside and meet people, Anthony?
Dude, I understand.
It is so hard.
I hate talking to people. It's scary as hell. That being said, like, if I lived in a place like Arizona... I'd rather be homeless in Florida than live in a mansion in Arizona. And I'm in Florida. I'm speaking highly of Florida. So, like, imagine living in a real state.
Like Georgia.
Georgia I've been to. I don't like it that much.
Really?
Yeah.
I just coughed and scared the shit out of me.
There's some cool places in Georgia. There's some nice, like, trees. And, like, Atlanta's a cool city. That being said, like, every time I've been to Georgia, I've never been like, I want to move here.
Mm-hmm. I moved to Florida when I was 18 years old, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah.
Because I like the people here for the most part, except at my 7-Eleven. There's always something.
There's always someone.
I hate my 7-Eleven. I don't know what it is. I looked at Anthony today and I was like, "Is your 7-Eleven like this, bro?" And he was like, "Don't think so." And I was like, "I don't know what the hell is wrong with my 7-Eleven specifically. I don't feel like I live in a bad area or anything."
No, you don't. You actually live in a nice area.
So what the hell?
It just happens, man. There's something about gas stations that just attract like an annoying person that's like, you know, a little too loud, a little too scary. Like, I went to a 7-Eleven once, somebody tried to steal my car.
And you were just like, not today.
And I just looked at him so, like, defeated in my day. And I was like, bro, just please don't fuck with me.
You gotta tell this story.
There was literally one time I went to a 7-Eleven. And this is when I was living closer to Universal. That 7-Eleven was a lot more shadier than the one I go to now. And I saw when I walked in...
Worse than mine?
Yeah. When I walked in, I went to the 7-Eleven not to get gas, but to get a specific flavor of potato chips.
Your day was that bad, huh?
Yeah, I was like, I need a bag of potato chips to pick me up. And like, I heard that there was this like soy sauce ginger flavored like one, so it would be kind of like eating sushi, but it's a potato chip. And I was like, I love sushi, I love potato chips, I want to make my day better because I'm stressed.
Oh, you pointed out this gas station, huh? It's by OBT.
Yeah, it's by OBT. And
oh wow, you went to OBT on your own?
Yeah, and there was a guy there that was hanging around.
Let's explain OBT a little bit.
There's a road in Orlando called Orange Blossom Trail, OBT, and it's where all the prostitutes are, and it's literally riddled with motels, so you could have sex with the prostitutes that you order. Do you order prostitutes?
I never ordered or had a prostitute.
I've never had a prostitute either. I assume you order them. There should be like an app. Like Uber
There probably
Eats.
is.
It's like Uber Horse. Like,
there probably is, Anthony.
I wouldn't be surprised. I recently heard that there's an app that's like Tinder, but specifically for 3-ways. I'm not on it. Just want to clarify that. I heard it from a comedian who is also a midget. That's fine. They're pretty funny.
Anyway, back to you.
So it's all just motels, prostitutes. There's police on it everywhere. There's pawn shops everywhere. and it's just like a shitty area. And the gas station I went to was near this area, and there was a guy, and he was hanging around the red box that's outside of the place, and I saw him just like waiting for people because it's like he's trying to like, if a woman walked past him, I knew he was going to steal their purse, something like that. So he's waiting for people to go to the red box, and I went into the gas station, couldn't find my chips. My day is fucking awful because I don't have my goddamn chips now. And then as I'm walking to this car, this guy follows me to my car, and I know he's going to steal the keys out of my hands and try to get in my car and drive my car away. And I turned around as I'm walking to my car, and I look him in the eyes, and I just go, dude, like, today is the wrong day to do this. And he just walked away from me. And it was like, so I felt like the goddamn Terminator. Because all I did was just confront him, and I was serious. And, like, I didn't threaten him. I wasn't like, I'm going to beat you to fucking death if you... But, I just told him, it's like, not today, man. And it worked, and I felt so good. And that was the worst experience I ever had in the gas station. Do I jump here? Ah!
You're dead.
Okay, what's happening? Ah! Okay, there's the scary monsters in the
I feel like I've never had like that one bad of an experience, but like this gas station down here all the time.
Yeah.
Like this customer came in because his gas pump was working perfectly fine.
Yeah, those people were obnoxious.
But what? They are obnoxious. Like get a card and just pay for the gas with your card, man. But anyway, he was like, he was yelling at the attendant.
Yeah.
And he was like, the attendant was like, no, you got to do this. And then the guy was like, no, you listen to me.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to do this. You listen to me. That's what he said. And then the girl said, no, you listen to me. And they went back and forth like 3 times. And then the guy walked out, and the lady, who was like kind of an older black lady, looked at me, and she was like, damn, am I stupid or is he stupid? And I was like, he's stupid. And he's like, hell yeah, he's stupid. He's like, I said it like 3 times. My goodness. And I was just like, yep, I understand. And you were there, right?
Yeah,
you saw the aftermath of it. And it's like,
oh no.
He's got like this stupid lines like buzzed into his head, and he's got like the chain on, and he's like 100 pounds, and it's just like
skinny as hell.
Yeah.
Like could never actually win a fight if he picked one.
Yes, exactly.
Like
he's filling up his mom's Honda Civic.
Yeah, he was in a Mazda. He was in like a 15-year-old Mazda.
With like one of the rims
blasting
is
like music.
Yeah, blasting music out of his Mazda. One of the rims doesn't match the rest of them. And it's just like, oh,
this
man.
guy's fucking cool, bro. Like, so obnoxious.
Yes.
But like, if you're one of those people and you're listening, we love you and we appreciate you.
Your Mazda's cool, man.
I don't drive a Mazda.
I'm talking to our
viewers. You have a cool Mazda audience. Seriously, like we're not judging anybody for the car they drive. I drive a Honda CR-V and it's not even mine. So like,
that's why the success of this podcast is crucial.
It's crucial. I want a nice.
So here's the thing: if this podcast remains a failure, that's okay with me. But
yeah, this podcast, if you can't tell by the 30-ish subscribers, which I mean, to be honest, I haven't checked. Maybe some of you have left by now. We're not generating any money. This is purely for your own entertainment. I mean, hopefully we do in the future. But like...
You cut me off of my joke. I
said, what was it?
This is a win-win. If you remain poor, I can continue to make the joke that you don't even own a car.
Yeah, but if I become more successful through this podcast...
Then I become more successful.
Yeah, you become more successful as well because it's a joint venture. But also, it's like we both get to have cool cars.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like we could just be dicks, just blast our bad music. And
you know what? I need a nice Mazda that I can just bump music at.
Probably nice Mazdas out there. I used to drive a Mazda 626 and I blew the engine up in it. right up. I didn't change the oil for like a year or something, and the fucking engine blew up right on Colonial and Alafaya.
Oh my god!
And I was more scared than anything. And somebody tried to like jumpstart my car, and I was like, "Bro, I think the engine exploded. I don't think the battery's gonna do anything here."
Were you terrified?
Yeah, luckily I was able to turn it on one last time. I drove it into a bank nearby. It's that SunTrust bank.
Oh, you told me about this.
I
You kept it there for like ever.
I parked it there for days. I went to the bank the morning after I parked it there, like the second it opened.
How did you get there?
I was able to just get the car to start. And
No. How did you get to the bank?
I got it to start. Oh, wait. Oh, I took a bus.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
And this was like 5 years ago. And I went to the bank right when it opened so I could tell them, like, hey, that car that's going to be parked there for the rest of the day, it doesn't work and I'm getting it towed. So please don't tow it before I tow it. Right. And they were just like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And they were like, we honestly wouldn't have done anything anyway. And I was like, oh, okay. So this adventure was meaningless. But
why didn't you call the bank?
I guess I could have.
You idiot.
I guess I wanted to get my point across, like, hey, that car, you know. So like a couple days later,
why didn't you just describe the car?
I don't know. I didn't think of that. To be completely honest, I was nervous. I blew my car up. You know what I mean? I had to go to school the next day and accomplish nothing.
What happened to that car?
It was sold for parts and then upgraded to a 2001 Nissan Maxima, which was like the exact same car, but it was like 6 years newer, I think.
Wow. Did your parents get that for you?
Yes.
That's so sweet.
It was sweet. Because when I got that 2001 Nissan Maxima, I was like, fuck, I got a pimpin' ass ride now. This is so much better than my 1994 fucking Mazda 626 with the blown up engine.
Yeah.
Like shit, this car's got a CD player? Fuck.
My parents have never purchased a vehicle or anything that large for me in my whole life.
Oh, really?
Really.
I thought that you, like, drove a Tahoe in high school or something.
I was allowed to, but they've never purchased me anything.
Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, the Maxima probably cost $2,000.
Yeah. Which is, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
And, like, your kid needs that.
Yeah,
and your parents weren't even here, right?
No, they weren't here. So they just got me another car, which was super nice of them.
And, like, they needed to.
Yeah. I mean, I needed transportation. Like, I took the bus for probably, like, 2 weeks. And then also, like, I would just walk to school sometimes, which my school was, like, 7-ish plus miles
You went to Valencia,
Yeah,
right?
Valencia, which is the local community college in Orlando, because I applied to, I think, 5 universities for no reason. Literally no reason. I graduated high school with like a 2.6 GPA.
Oh, that's awful, Anthony.
Yeah, because I didn't give a fuck. But like, so I don't know what happened. I applied to a bunch of universities, I guess just like on a whim, like a prayer. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if I ever checked if I got accepted into any of them. I took my SATs, don't know what I got on them.
Really?
I took an AP course and I took a final exam. I don't know what I got on that test. Because when I was done with high school, I was like, you know what? I don't care. So I was just like, I'm just gonna leave this town because I hate it.
That's really interesting though, because like you're really intelligent.
Thank you. I do not at all, I feel like, function in a classroom, because it's not because I can't do the studying and actually do good on a test or anything. I can. It's that I just couldn't care less too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like when I was in school, I did band. I studied music. I was great in architecture. I was literally the top of my class in my drafting and design class. And I passed a college drafting and design assistant certification, which is a certification you get in college, and I was the only junior in my entire high school to ever pass that test. It's like a 6-hour-long test. And like, I was great at that. I was great at music. Couldn't give a fuck about my international relations class. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't give a shit. So I never tried in that one. And I never tried in math because math was hard and I didn't care. And
I hate math.
Yeah.
And you know I hate math because I'm awful at
it. My last year I took an anatomy class for a science credit that I didn't need because I already had all my science credits. So I was just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to study. I got all my credits. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm going to die.
I can't get you.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We'll just come back later.
Anyway, so then what?
So like, I basically graduated high school by the skin of my teeth because I didn't care, and I remember like right before I like was going to graduate, I had to take like an online computer course, and my guidance counselor called me into her office, and she was like, "Anthony, you're not gonna fucking graduate," and I was like, "Yeah, I will. I'll be fine." And she was like, "You have like a whole class, and you have to finish it in like a month."
And you did it.
I did it in like a week, and I got an A just because I knew I needed to. But
you did that whole thing in a week.
I did the whole class in a week.
Did you wait till the last week?
It might have been like the last 2 weeks, but like I needed to do that course, and I needed to do it in a hurry, and boy did I do it in a hurry, and I did good.
I remember. Is it the SAT or the ACT where it's like you do like reading comprehension and stuff?
I don't even remember, man.
All I know is I got like a perfect score on reading comprehension, which is really ironic because that is what I do for a living right now.
Yeah, that's funny.
So
that makes sense.
That's all I really know about school.
I don't even remember what I got on my SAT because I never checked, like I said. It's funny because my cousin just did took his SAT. He got like a great score. I can't remember what it was.
That's a hard test, too.
Yeah. He got like an amazing score where it's like basically the only college that won't take him from his score is probably Harvard, but like every other one is at his disposal now. And I remember like when he got it, like I texted him or something. I was like, "Yeah, I think I got like a 26,000 on that test." Like,
is your cousin an intelligent kid?
Yeah, he wants to be a neurosurgeon, and like he's got the grades to back it up.
Wow!
Like all of the good genes in my family went into this one kid.
Yeah,
he's got like a brother.
Athletic at all?
Not like really athletic. He's not into sports. He plays video games and stuff. But like he's a really good kid. He's bright. He's funny as hell. Like he's just a great person. And he has a little cousin, or not a little cousin, a little brother. And it's like you could tell all the good DNA went into him, and all the leftovers went into his brother. Like, because his brother is a fucking imbecile.
Really?
And I feel bad because this is like my 11-year-old cousin, but he's just like when he was 8, he didn't know how to tie his shoes, and like he needs help taking a bath, and it's like
he needs help taking a currently.
I don't know about currently, but like back when he was like 8, I remember I learned these things about him. I'm like, bro, like come on, you gotta.
He really needed help taking a bath.
Yeah,
you're not kidding.
Like he didn't know how to turn it on.
No way.
It's like you pull a thing. You just pull one thing and turn one knob to make it hot or cold.
You're kidding.
No joke. No joke.
Does
so
he
it's
have
like
mental problems?
No, not diagnosed. But like he's probably
or
like
is he just lazy?
I think he might be lazy. From what I understand, he does good in school, but he kind of goes to one of those schools that you pay for your grade.
Really?
But like that being said, I wouldn't be shocked that in a few years, like if he turned out to be super bright, just like his brother. And this one's more athletic too. He loves to beat the shit out of people in like football. Like he's just a blunt force kind of, kid. He likes to hurt things. He likes to play violent video games, and he doesn't like to talk to people. Those are his best traits.
The
last time I saw him,
serial killer, and you can't even be happy about that because he probably won't be a good one.
Literally, the last time I saw my cousin, he looked at me and he says, "Anthony, do you know what ligma is?" And I said, "Ligma nuts." And he was like, "How do you know what that is?" And I was like, "I have the internet, man. Like, I know that I'm twice your age, more than twice your age. That doesn't mean I haven't been on Instagram before." And I felt really old. It was actually...
Because he was just confused.
He was confused because he looked at me as so old that I wouldn't know what ligma meant. And I'm like, yeah, I'm still a child. I'm a man-child.
Yes, you are.
But,
we should... I got 2 topics I want to discuss.
All right.
After your retarded cousin. Number 1, speaking of that and being man-children...
Uh-huh.
Avengers Endgame tickets.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so fucking excited. That's like in a week. And our tickets are so valuable. Dude, it's April 10th. It's in 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks from tomorrow. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm gonna...
I knew what you were going to say.
I don't want to go there. I'm just gonna quote Red Letter. Yeah, I'll go there one day. I promise. I am going to cry. And today, I'm sure everybody who's listening to this is, oh my gosh, this game's never going to work for me. Avengers Endgame tickets are being resold for thousands of dollars in places.
That's 3 zeros, guys. 3 zeros.
I was just asked by a friend of mine if I would go to a different movie premiere on the exact same day at 6 p.m. And I told her, I was
what movie?
It's not a big movie. It's a movie that like her family was a part of making because like her mom makes movies. And she asked me if I would go to it. And I was like, I have an Avengers Endgame ticket for an hour after that premiere, and it's literally worth thousands of dollars now, probably, maybe.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I was like, I can't give that up.
It is worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because people are, like, they couldn't get tickets for opening night because they sold out, basically.
In first 2 hours.
Yeah.
You are so lucky that there was a special look.
Yeah.
Because if there was not a special look, I would not have been awake.
Yeah, and it's such a great way to announce that the trailers or the tickets are on sale. So, like, in the first 6 hours of these tickets being on sale, it literally tripled the amount of tickets sold than Avengers Infinity War had in its entire pre-sale run. Which is insane, because you gotta think it was, like, they were selling Infinity War tickets for months.
I heard it was 6 times, no? 3 times?
It might be now. That's just in the first 6 hours. I wonder what it is now, actually. I have no idea.
It might be triple in 6 hours.
I would be so curious to find out how much money that this movie has already made. Could you imagine if we found out now that this movie's already sold like $70 million in tickets and it doesn't come out in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that would be out of the realm of possibility.
More than Shazam in pre-sales alone?
Yeah, I honestly would not be shocked. Because Shazam made $50 million, which is great for Shazam, because they spent like $30.
Yeah. As you said.
$12. You know, a Taco Bell budget. But
dude,
like,
I just took a drink of like that 5-hour energy thing, and I feel like, wow.
Oh, grenades.
Like, I'm on like another level right now.
Yeah.
I'm like Scarlet Witch right now.
Take another sip, you're gonna see some shit.
I feel like when they experimented on Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, they didn't use the mind.
They just gave them 5-hour energy.
5-hour energy.
Bro, we're gonna have super speed and magic powers. But what are you most excited about when it comes to this Endgame premiere?
Oh, just the nerds and the reactions of the nerds.
Yeah.
Some people don't like those reactions, but I remember sitting in Infinity War and just hearing crying all throughout the theater.
Or like The Force Awakens and listening to people cry when Han Solo got killed.
Yeah, it was great.
And we're definitely those people too, because when we saw Shazam, we saw it in IMAX, and before Shazam started, they played like 5 minutes of Godzilla footage from this new Godzilla movie, and you and I just freaked the fuck out.
Our friend was like,
our friend looked at us as we're just going, ah, yes, like, because both of us are incredibly excited for this second Godzilla movie because we both love like all these monsters. We love Ghidorah and Mothra and Rodan. So like knowing they're all in a movie and watching them fight each other, we're more excited for this movie than we are for most movies. And we were verbally just making reaction sounds to this trailer.
Verbally orgasming.
Yes, basically. I didn't want to say it, but I'm surprised you did.
Yeah.
So when we see Endgame, if Iron Man or Captain America or both of them die, we're gonna fucking scream. We're gonna salute the screen when Captain America goes like hard, like we just witnessed a war hero, and we're gonna shriek in sadness. Everybody around us is gonna look at us oddly, hopefully.
No, because everybody's
gonna have the same reaction.
Everybody that spent those tickets like were up in the first 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like, that's a rare thing because we are going to be among our people.
We're gonna be among our people and a wall. So when we saw Shazam, we were sitting in the exact same theater that we're going to be sitting when we watch Endgame because it's the same IMAX theater, and because of the fact that this movie sold out as quickly as it did, we got seats for the first showing, but we are sitting right against the goddamn wall. And when we went to go look at what our seats were, because of course we want to know what it's going to be look like to look at the screen, since we had this unique opportunity to kind of test out our seats before we actually see the movie. My friend Ethan, the stupendous wave, walked down to the seats and of course picked the one that wasn't against the wall. And I looked at him and I said, so I guess that's my seat, isn't it? because he thought he was pulling a fast one on me. Meanwhile, I'm very aware that he's, of course, never going to sit closer to the wall than me, because why would he be the bigger man and choose the worst seat when he could be the worst man and pick the better seat?
Who bought the tickets?
I bought you dinner today, bitch.
That's true. Dinner. Well, I didn't buy more than your ticket. Okay. I give up.
It's okay. Technically, the ticket you bought me is worth more now than the dinner that I got you was tonight. That being
Why would you
said,
say that to me? That's
What?
for my argument. Why would you say that to me?
I was just saying that's not what you spent on the ticket, though.
I know, but like, I could sell your ticket right now and make some dough.
Yeah. You said that to me the other day. You remember what I said?
No.
I said, that's fine. I'd rather watch it with someone else anyway.
Pick one other person in the world.
Barack Obama. Do you think he'd be willing to see it with
You
me?
would have more fun with me than you would with Obama watching that movie.
No.
Yes.
Oh, wait, no, yeah. No, I was agreeing with you. I wasn't thinking. I would never want to watch a movie with Barack Obama. Not because I don't like him. She's fine.
That's such a weird pick, Anthony.
I don't know why. I thought it would be funny. It didn't really work. I'm really distracted by these zombies right now.
So anyway, Endgame tickets are crazy. Someone purchased one for $15,000 in New York. And you gotta imagine that person is so rich that they just do not care. Or
it's probably Will Smith.
They're so desperate that they are just like, I have to see this movie.
Yeah.
Or, like I said, someone either saw the news article, and then they're like, oh, I'm so rich, I don't give a poop. And then they just bought it. Or it was someone was that desperate.
It could be. I mean, if it's in like a super awesome famous movie theater, like, and you got the funds, I mean, why not be a part of the experience? Because I genuinely believe with these movies there is an experience with seeing it opening night. Because the crowd that you're getting opening night is a crowd that wants to be there more than anybody. And it's a different feeling. And then, of course, like, you want to go see the movie a few weeks later when there's not going to be anybody. Because I
think that this movie will be packed for a while.
Oh, no. Well, when I say a few weeks and there's going to be nobody, I mean, it's going to be less people. You'll be able to hear the jokes more. Because that's the stuff.
Are you at all worried about that? Like, you will miss dialogue in this movie?
I missed dialogue during Infinity War, and I would say it didn't really have any effect on how much I enjoyed it. You know, because the jokes I heard made me laugh my ass off. And I honestly think it kind of makes it better the second time because you catch things you didn't see. You know?
Okay, I mean, like...
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm definitely concerned that I'm going to miss dialogue.
But you're going to see this movie 4 times in the first 7 days it's out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'll still be disappointed.
Like,
you know?
The things that you miss in a movie like this that I have noticed is you only miss the jokes. Because when everybody's laughing, that's when it's the hardest to hear. But when important stuff is happening, nobody's really making that much noise.
Are there any limits at a premiere when people start to scream and you just have had it?
I mean, I've never really had experiences. I only had that experience really in horror movies where people are just way too vocal.
Yeah.
But like, I've never been incredibly mad watching like a big blockbuster because somebody was making too much noise. One time I saw Age of Ultron and somebody had a seizure in the theater, and that was irritating. It's like, bro, could you please shut the fuck up with your seizure? I'm trying to watch the Hulkbuster fight, because it literally happened during the Hulkbuster fight, and they had to turn the movie off.
Really?
To have an ambulance, like the paramedics come into the movie theater and carry the guy out, because he was having a very intense seizure.
That's awful.
Caused by the
movie?
disruption of, everybody else who was trying to enjoy the movie. I don't know if it was caused by the movie, but like literally the way it started was there was a guy and he just started making like a violent snoring sound. Everybody thought he was sleeping and snoring. And then people like realized like, oh, this guy's dying. And all the lights turned on, the movie turned off, and like paramedics walked in and it was like, oh god, that guy's gonna die. I thought he was sleeping. You ever see that picture of the woman sitting in a restaurant and it looks like she's sleeping, and somebody puts it on Snapchat and it's like, LOL, she fell asleep in the middle of her meal, and then the following picture is paramedics carrying out her dead body because she just died in the middle of her meal somehow at like a Panera Bread, and then the like caption just says, holy shit, she's dead.
I have never seen that.
It's so funny. Like, it's weird to think that things like that happen. Like, I've heard a story of somebody dying on an airplane, just like died.
Really?
Yeah, and when you die on an airplane, now there's just a dead body in the airplane.
Right.
You can't do anything about it. It's just there. So, like, maybe you cover it up with a blanket, but it's like, imagine sitting in the seat next to that guy. It's like, holy shit, that guy's dead. What if it's a full plane? Where do you sit? You just got to sit next to a dead body.
Put it in the bathroom.
You put some sunglasses on him and do a weekend at Bernie's.
All right, last topic, and then we'll wrap it up.
We've actually been gone for like an hour and 10 minutes.
Logan Paul's dog.
You have to tell me about
killed
this.
by a coyote.
I know nothing about what happened. I just know that sentence.
So Logan Paul is bougie, right?
Bougie as fuck.
Why do I watch with Logan Paul? Good question. I don't really know all the time.
Because you're not very intelligent.
Okay. Sometimes he's funny.
I love when he films dead bodies.
Also, I just want to watch
them boxes.
I want to watch his next screw up in live. Like
you want to be a part of it. I
want to be there when he screws up next.
You want to be like the first person that goes, "Holy shit! Did you see that?"
Yeah, exactly.
Before it all blows up.
Yes, because Jake Paul is like at that edge where like he is so annoying I cannot watch him.
Yeah.
But Logan Paul is not at that edge, and he just is like. I don't know if he's a bad person. He certainly seems like a bad person. Like, or at least someone our age that I would absolutely hate. He's like our friend. I don't know. I can't name him, but he's like one of our friends that we know, who's very like energetic and out there. And Anthony has said before that he doesn't mind him, but that he would get on his nerves. Right? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's like that person on steroids.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. He's entertaining to watch, but I would hate him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he has a little dog named Kong, and he lives in Los Angeles because he's a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
Maybe hundreds of millions of dollars at this point. We don't know. Anyway, and LA, Joe Rogan talks about this all the time, is famous for coyotes, right? Mm-hmm. Big freaking dog, wolf-looking things.
Yeah.
And one of the coyotes literally hopped the fence in his home and snatched away his dog.
Damn.
Like, there's no blood, there's no remains.
Just took the dog.
That's
so
straight up jacked the dog.
It's like when you watch like a video of like an eagle just swoop up a live rabbit. It's like, it's gone now. It's who knows.
And he talked about it in the video. Is like, this dog has no idea. This dog has no predators. This dog is like retarded. Logan Paul has said it before. Like that this dog is just retarded.
Yeah.
It
has no exposure to nature.
Exactly. So the coyote just straight up snatched it.
Yeah.
That dog's dead.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. It's on camera.
It's on camera? Wow.
Like
I never saw it. I only heard that it happened. I never watched
it. They pause it real quick, but like the coyote straight up like jumped over the fence and took the dog.
Kind of cool. Like, it's sad if I had a dog, which I'm not really a dog person.
You're a cat person.
I'm a cat person. It's not because I even like cats. I honestly, I have a few cats. I wish they were all dead.
No, you don't.
I wish a few of them were dead.
I love my cats.
No, I like cats. Okay, so like, would I ever get cats again? I don't think I would. Is my honest answer. Because I do like animals, but at the same time, I also like never having hair on my clothes. So for that reason, I don't think I'd ever do it again. I mean, if I had kids and they wanted the cat, I'd probably appease them and get them one.
Uh-huh.
But like a hairless one.
Anyway.
But yeah, like, I mean, nature's just fucking crazy.
But yeah, they straight up jumped the fence and took the little dog.
I don't want to take up too much more time, but did you see the Lion King trailer today?
I haven't. I was gonna watch it right after this.
It's fucking epic, actually. You watch it, and it's like I haven't seen the Lion King in forever.
Mm-hmm.
The movie just looks awesome, and they show you the hyenas and Scar, and I think Scar looks awesome.
I can literally not get this dog topic out of the way.
Okay.
I just feel bad. That's all I'm saying. And of all the people, but if you
it's gotta happen to anybody, and of course it happens to Logan Paul. Yeah. Does he have like a video where is he crying about it?
Yes.
Oh, poor bastard.
There's like 5 ads in it.
I'm at least gonna make money off of you guys watching me cry about my dead dog.
He's like kind of half sad and like half joking. And you realize that Logan Paul legitimately, you've heard this before, he just has no idea how to deal with death.
How do you think?
He mentions in the video, like, the dog is like the most famous dog on Instagram. Like, he's not like, my beloved pet has been killed. It's like, this Instagram money is gone.
Do you think that Logan Paul, when his dog died, said, I bet I'm going to make so much money because my dog just died, all the attention I'm just suddenly going to get?
I don't want to think that he's an awful person, like that he thinks like that.
Listen,
but
man,
you know what?
I know that, like, you know, I mean, we have like a ton of conversations about like, you know, what months are going to be good as far as like how your YouTube channel is going based on like movies that are happening. Because it's like if you're working in any business, you're going to be thinking about business. So do you think Logan Paul once had the thought after his dog died, like, this video's going to get a lot of views?
Absolutely. I was thinking you were going to go for the joke for like, damn it, Kong, why didn't you die in December? The ad revenue's at like the top.
That would have been really funny. I wish I thought of that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the end of the day,
I don't feel like bad for that dog.
I feel bad for Logan Paul, though. I don't like him, but I feel bad for him.
Losing a pet is like the worst thing.
Yeah, I
remember my mom put my cat down and didn't tell me about it until later. Like, I didn't even get to say goodbye to my cat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
I don't want to get back onto this topic at all, but, like, do you remember in Pet Sematary when Jason Clarke's character was telling his wife that he thinks that they should tell the daughter that the cat is dead? And the wife is like, no, let's just say that she ran away.
Yeah.
I remember watching the scene where they tell him they tell her that the cat ran away. I just remember thinking Jason Clarke's going to be like, honey, your cat's fucking dead. Like, he's going to go behind her back. I wish that Logan Paul was just like, guys, my dog's fucking dead. A coyote fucking got.
I wish that Logan Paul had taken account that there were dogs coyotes in the area and had put his dog in the house.
Yeah.
That's what I wish. Now, hindsight is a bitch.
And it's 2020, as they say.
Exactly. Are you going to save me?
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
I forgot this game was happening.
Anyway.
I'm just walking around.
It's like, part of me wants to be like, hey, man, put your dog inside, but another part of me is like, if I had a dog and I had a massive backyard and I was a multimillionaire, would I be concerned about that all the time? Like, nothing's happened ever since. Of course I wouldn't be.
And I'm sure he has a fence, right?
He has a massive
jumped over the fence, right?
Over the fence.
So like, I'm sure if he was thinking like, there's a fence, like nothing's gonna jump over the fence to hurt my dog.
Yeah.
It's not his fault at all. I mean, he should have been smarter, which is something that I'm sure Logan Paul's heard before. But I mean, it's just a sad situation. Yeah. I genuinely feel bad for him.
I feel like if Hitler lost his dog, I would feel bad. You know?
Did I ever show you that meme of the Let Me In meme from the Eric Andre show?
Yes.
Where it was like, it's Eric Andre, his Hitler, and like the fence just says art school, and he's like, let me in! Let me in!
I saw that with the Thanos.
Yeah, the Ant-Man and Thanos' asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you guys ready to watch it?
No, not on my podcast. We're not talking about that.
We talked about so much on this podcast. How do I have no money? What did I buy? Oh, I bought a perk for no reason. I don't even know what it did.
What did you buy?
I don't even know. It was
you
like
bought
glue.
Double Tap.
I don't even have bullets.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess this is it.
This is the end.
I bet he doesn't kiss ya. Sorry. That was terrible. I was doing a hit or miss joke, but I forgot what the words were. So I thought that, like, this is it instead of hit or miss.
Anthony.
What a way to end it. Okay.
Can we not do one of those long outros,
Yeah,
please?
it's been a minute since I've done one of these in the first place, so...
Anthony, come on!
Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe, and that's about it. So, like, you guys will know what to do. There's links and all that stuff. iTunes, listen to it on iTunes. And we're gonna definitely try to put out a lot more of this stuff. We took a little hiatus, but we were busy. But anyway, we're glad that you're here again now, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Don't let your dogs get eaten by coyotes.